Ako urong dito, and I said I would stake my honor, my life, and even the presidency.
Para sa pagbabago, sawa na ang bayan ko sa magnanakaw na tao. Madilim na kahapon, ikaw ang mag-aahon. Sa piling mo, di ko mawawala ang korupsyon. Tayo na, Pilipinas, tayo na magbago. Hawak kamay tayo para sa pag-asenso.
Mr. President,
Ikaw at ako, tayong lahat.
the directors and the members of the board of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Philippine Franchise Association, the Employers Confederation of the Philippines, the Philippine Exporters Confederation, and the PhilFodex. Mr. President, they are now ready to be inducted.
Kindly raise your right hands and repeat after me. I state your name, having been elected to the position of, do hereby solemnly swear that I will well and faithfully discharge, to the best of my ability, the duties of a present position, and of all others I may have to hold under the Republic of the Philippines. That I will support and defend the Constitution of the Philippines. That I bear to faith and allegiance the same. That will obey the laws, legal orders, and decrees promulgated by the duly constituted authorities of the Republic of the Philippines. And that impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. Congratulations, officers, officers, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. President, and congratulations to all our inductees. You may now take your seats. May we ask the President, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, past President Fidel V. Ramos, President Mayor Joseph Ejercito Estrada, Secretary Ramon Lopez, President Bing Lim Hoho, our Chairman of the 44th PBC, Mr. Ramon Ang, and Chairman George Barcelon to remain on stage. To deliver her welcome remarks, may I call on the President of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Ms. Alegria Sibal Lim Hoho.
His Excellency, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, delegates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to express my most heartfelt gratitude to everyone who joined us and helped us make the first day of PBC a big success. I hope that you have gained here what it will be to be the game changers. What we are about to witness next is historical. One economy, one business, one Philippines. I cannot thank all of you enough for your invaluable support. Mabuhay and God bless us all.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sibal Limhoco. And now, to lead the handover of the 44th Philippine Business Conference and Expo resolutions and to give a statement, may I call on the 44th Philippine Business Conference and Expo Chair, Mr. Ramon S. Ang.
His Excellency President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, as Chairman of Philippine Business Conference and member of PCCI, I present to you our resolution on some of the problems facing our country today and how PCCI can help address them. This is where we are today. Peso is weakening because of factors at home and abroad. Stronger U.S. economy is drawing capital away from emerging markets like the Philippines. Gap between our import and export has widened. Even our BPO revenues and our OFW remittances are not growing as fast as before. To help address the trade deficit, we should import less luxury goods, which are unnecessary. We should strengthen our export sector. We urge government to rethink any moves that would make our exporter less competitive. For BPO sector, we should start developing higher value services to offset the impact of artificial intelligence on our traditional services. On inflation rate increasing due to high oil prices from $50 per barrel to $80 per barrel today. This has resulted in higher prices of food, natural calamities, and the depreciating peso, and many other factors have also not helped to keep costs stable. The new round of consumption taxes plus higher cost of goods have reduced the benefit of lower income tax rates. We are happy that the government is rethinking the next round of fuel taxes increase in 2019. We are also happy that the government is aggressively addressing the rice shortage that has impacted the affordability of the Filipino staple food. Connected to inflation is our rice shortage. Filipino consume 12 million tons of rice per year, but we only produce 10.5 million tons a year. Because of the shortfall of 1.5 million tons per year, average wholesale price of rice has increased. Filipino farmers only get 47% of wholesale prices they produce. Profit goes to middlemen and traders. By contrast, farmers in China pocket 94% of the wholesale selling price. Shortfall can be addressed by using high-yield planting materials. We produce 4 tons per hectare per year using traditional planting materials. If we are to use high-yield seeds, we can yield as much as 6 to 7 tons per hectare per year. This is at par with amount of rice produced by our neighbor in ASEAN. Government should provide high-yield planting materials, fertilizer, and loan to the farmers that will allow them to invest in harvesting equipment and steel silo that will allow them to store their palay so they can get higher yields. That way, more farmers will be encouraged to plant rice. Average age of our farmers is 57 years old. We want to attract more young people to become farmers. Traffic is costing us losses of up to 3.5 billion pesos a day or 1.2 trillion a year and wasting millions of man-hours. When our Skyway Stage 3 is completed, EDSA will be decongested by at least 40 to 50%. Government needs to help work on resolving right-of-way issue. At EDSA Rockwell flyover, we should build an elevated road that will allow you to pass through Bonnie Avenue, Shaw Boulevard, and go straight to Santolan, Quezon City. This will decongest traffic further. There are other transport solutions that should be implemented. We propose more elevated highways and other mass transit systems. Airport runway congestion is costing us more than 3 billion pesos a day. We must build a new international airport with 4 parallel runways within an hour drive of major cities and connect them by mass transit and major tollway. Seaport congestion is also costing us billions of pesos a day. This has pushed up cost of doing business. We need to build a major seaport outside Metro Manila. On average, we are losing 3 to 4 trillion pesos a year to traffic, airport congestion, seaport congestion. We can solve this. If we can solve this, our cost of doing business will improve tremendously. And this is what Filipino businessmen and foreign investors are looking for. Floods are a perennial problem. Rapid industrialization and dumping of garbage in the canals and other major waterways are causes of heavy flooding. LGU should be stricter in enforcing ordinances against the dumping of garbage. We also need to build a 15 meters diameter spillway from Laguna to Manila Bay. This will provide permanent solution to the flooding problem of Metro Manila. Today, if we were to build the spillway, it will cost us $2 billion or 110 billion pesos and will take 3 to 4 years to build this. These are the problems we are facing today. PCCI will help government solve them and ease the burden of our countrymen. On behalf of PCCI, allow me to hand over to you, Mr. President, our list of proposed resolution representing our collective commitment to nation building. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Salamat po.
May we request the President to accept the resolutions from the Philippine Chamber of Commerce, please. Thank you, Mr. Ramon Ang, our chairman, for this conference. Here comes another vital part of our program, the historic passing of the baton. This particular moment in our nation's history presents a wonderful opportunity for President Rodrigo Roa Duterte to receive the baton, symbolic of responsible governance and leadership from the Filipino people who continue to share in nation building and strive for humankind's never-ending aspiration for a better future. Such an important role as the master of the fate of 110 million Filipinos, plus thousands of foreign allies who are now the passengers of our ship of state, ang Pilipinas, now devolves on President Duterte as captain of our weather-beaten and sometimes embattled but indubitably seaworthy and proud ship of state. Mr. President, you have achieved significant milestones toward the transformation of the Philippines into an exemplary model among the 193 member nations of the United Nations. Yes, Mr. President, we are more than willing to work hand in hand with you and your crew to achieve more for our nation. From this side, Mr. President, we are in an all-hands-on-deck mode. Kaya natin to. To pass on the baton that signifies leadership and good governance, may I please call on former Presidents Fidel V. Ramos, President Mayor Joseph Ejercito Estrada, and President Rodrigo Roa Duterte to exemplify this significant passing of the baton. esteemed former Presidents Fidel V. Ramos, Mayor Joseph Ejercito Estrada, and to our President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. We will now proceed to the presentation of awards. Let's start by honoring the man whose efforts made the 43rd Philippine Business Conference and Expo a resounding success. To present this award, I'd like to call on President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Department of Trade and Industry Secretary Ramon Lopez, PCCI President Ms. Alegria Sibal Limjoco, 44th PBC&E Chairman Mr. Ramon Ang, and PCCI Chair George Barcelon, now to present the awards. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Director of PCCI Environment and Climate Change Committee and the Chairman of the last year's PBC, Mr. Jose Joey Leviste Jr. Thank you and congratulations, Mr. Leviste, to all our awards presenters.
Kindly take your seats. And now, it's time for us to award the International Chamber of Commerce
His Excellency Mayor President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. The International Chamber of Commerce and Industry, together with PCCI, have the honor to renew our support to Your Excellency by presenting to you this year's ICC Global Awardees. Similar to all the previous prestigious awardees who received the medallion in your presence, they are some of the most outstanding businessmen in their respective fields whose vision, acumen, and foresight not only propel growth and development in a community, but also touched the lives of Filipinos through their contribution to employment generation, countryside development, and inclusive growth. They prove to the world that local business continues to prosper under your unique style of leadership. That despite all the challenges in the global economy, the Philippines is a better place to live and invest under your leadership. Your Excellency, allow me to present this year's International Chamber Global Excellency Awardees, Mr. Dennis Uy, Professor Ching Lai, Doctorate Fellow Michael Cheng, Taipan Alfredo Yao, and Secretary Jose T. Pardo. Please come to the stage, please.
Thank you, Dr. Chua. May we call on the President and the other presenters to present the awards. And may we also call on to co-present the awards, Mr. Philip Kucharski, Chief Operating Officer, International Chamber of Commerce, Mrs. Ju Song Lee, Director, International Chamber of Commerce, Regional Office Asia, and Mr. Jesus B. Varela, Director General, International Chamber of Commerce, Philippines. Receiving the awards are Mr. Dennis Uy, President, Udena Corporation. Mr. Ching Lai Jr. of the Philippine Business Daily. Thank you. Mr. Michael Chen, President and CEO, Minavida de Mindanao Corporation. Thank you. Mr. Alfredo M. Yao, President, Zesto Corporation. Thank you. And Mr. Jose T. Pardo, Chairman, Council of Business Leaders. Thank you. Congratulations to our awardees. And thank you, Mr. Kucharski and Mrs. Lee. Our next award is the Most Business-Friendly Local Government Unit Award. This award is PCCI's initiative to complement the efforts of the government to streamline procedures in compliance with the Anti-Red Tape Act. It aims to recognize and promote models of governance of LGUs that have shown outstanding efforts in instituting good governance and competitiveness in their respective areas. To co-present the award are Mr. Renato Simbulan, 44th PBCNE Awards Chair, and Mr. Jose Alejandro, Most Business-Friendly LGU Award Chair. The awardees are Bataan for province level, to be received by Governor Albert S. Garcia of Bataan. Donor, Mr. Alfonso G. C., President, Fortune International Trading Corporation. Thank you. Muntinlupa City for City Level 1, to be received by Mayor Jaime R. Fresnedi of Muntinlupa City. Donor, Ms. Elsie Chua, President of CDC Holdings Incorporated, here represented by Ms. Charmaine Chua. Thank you. City Level 2 Award goes to Legazpi City, Albay. The award will be received by Mayor Noel E. Rosal of Legazpi City, Albay. Donor, Mr. Henry Lim Bonleong, Chairman, Sterling Paper Products Enterprises Incorporated. Thank you. City Level 3 awardee is Tagbilaran City, Bohol. The award will be received by Mayor John Gisnel L. Yap II of Tagbilaran City. Donor, Mr. Domingo H. Yap II, President, Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated. Thank you. And last, but certainly not least, the Most Business-Friendly LGU Award goes to Calaca, Batangas for Municipality Level 1. Receiving the award is Mayor Sofronio Manuel C. Ona of Calaca, Batangas, with Mr. George C., President, Beauty Profiles Corporation. Thank you. Congratulations to all the awardees, and thank you to our donors and Mr. Alejandro.
Congratulations to all awardees. And thank you to our donors and Mr. Alejandro. For the rest of the presenters, please remain on stage for the last batch of awards. Our next award is the Most Outstanding Chamber Awards. Here, we recognize a local chamber whose leadership and dynamism contributed to business growth and development of the community it serves through its advocacy initiatives and programs targeted to promote trade and investment. Awards shall be received by the presidents of the local Chamber of Commerce and Industries. To co-present the award are our area vice presidents, Mr. Robert Lim, North Luzon, Mr. Resita Leabres, South Luzon, Mr. Pedro Dumana Jr., NCR, Mr. Eduardo Du, Visayas, and Mr. Mercedes Quisumbing, Mindanao. Once the winning chamber of your specific area is called, please come forward to co-present the award. For the most outstanding young chamber city level, our winner is PCCI Taytay. To receive the award, we have the president of PCCI Taytay, Mr. Glady Malyari. Thank you. Congratulations. Next is the most outstanding chamber per area. For NCR, we have PCCI Parañaque. Receiving the award is Mr. Nelson Mendoza, President of the PCCI Parañaque. Most outstanding chamber per area for Visayas City Level 1. Thank you. Most outstanding chamber per area for Visayas City Level 1 is Mandaue Chamber of Commerce and Industry. To receive the award, we have the President of Mandaue CCI, Mr. Stanley Go. Thank you. Visayas Provincial Level 1 is Cebu Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Cebu CCI also receives a special citation for its pioneering efforts in education, training, development, and workforce capacity, contributing to the PCCI's vision to empower our human resources. To receive the award is Cebu President Mr. Antonio Chiu. Thank you. Now we move to Mindanao. Most outstanding chamber per area for Mindanao, provincial level 1 is Surigao Chamber of Commerce and Industry. To receive the award is Surigao Chamber of Commerce President Willie Gan. Thank you. And the last award for the most outstanding chamber per area, Mindanao, Provincial Level 2, is Dinagat Province Chamber of Commerce and Industry. To receive the award, may we call on Dinagat Province CCI President, Mr. Leonel Rojo. Thank you and congratulations to our winners. Last set of awards are for our most outstanding chamber in the Philippines national winners. The most outstanding chamber in the Philippines City Level 1, also the most outstanding chamber per area in South Luzon City Level 1. Congratulations to PCCI San Pablo. To receive the award, we have Mr. Rolando Insyong, President of PCCI San Pablo. Thank you. And the most outstanding chamber in the Philippines, Provincial Level 1, and most outstanding chamber per area in North Luzon, Provincial Level 1, is the Bulacan Chamber of Commerce and Industry. To receive the award, we have the President of Bulacan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Ms. Cristina Tuson. Thank you and congratulations to all our awardees, and thank you to our award presenters and co-presenters. I request everybody to take their seats. To introduce our guest of honor, I'd like to call on the Department of Trade and Industry Secretary, Mr. Ramon M. Lopez.
Mga kasama sa Philippine Business Conference, our beloved President of the Republic of the Philippines, Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Kindly sit down. Salamat po. Salamat for the courtesy. To talk to Congress if I could borrow money to improve EDSA, just a little bit. And I said if you would want me to declare a national emergency, and I can borrow money so that I could do something about EDSA. At that early, I realized that the president, the other presidents, including me, will just have to work with everybody. And that the powers of the president is not that great or absolute. So yung narinig nila, a lot of declaration statements, I said that's too much to be granted, which was granted to President Fidel de Ramos and President Aquino. Sabi nila that is very susceptible for, it's a big money, we would not know how much and what are the, and even before, just like maybe asking me what we intend to do to present our layout of what should be an ideal EDSA to correct the aberrations in the traffic now. Most of the answers was that it is said corruption will always be there, and they are not so keen about granting. And I realized then that it's the Filipino way. Didn't even bother to ask us to present, but all others in chorus say na, wala yan, corruption yan. That's too big a sum of money to be given to a particular department. So nung narinig ko yung corruption, sabi ko, no more. Okay. Hindi na balik. I said to everybody in the comments, stop talking about it. That's the last thing that you'd want to hear is we will corrupt the money. So EDSA is still there. There's still chaos. And everything that Ramon Ang said before you today are all true. Totoo talaga lahat yan. And with less money in our hands, and Dominguez desperately trying to raise the money, and with the global chaos, we find ourselves here today still grappling for solutions. My simple mathematics in high school and in college, hindi naman parang arithmetic lang yun. But long ago, I realized that every time, 1972, when OPEC was born, and the money of Saudi Arabia led the revolt against the economy of the world, they raised the prices. And that was the time that I was then a prosecutor. We were working for government. And narasyon yung gasolina. So, and everything rose behind it in the swath of their huge increases. It hit 72, I think, per barrel. At nakita ko na when the oil rises in prices, everything else follows. Now, I was just also shooting the breeze with anybody that would want to talk to me about economy. Puro kami prosecutors. We're very limited to law. I was a trial prosecutor, so that was it. Alam ko na talagang mahirap, even as a mayor, for the mayor then, pati nung na mayor ako ngayon. Davao City is hitting 9% in growth, local, and it's a record. And that's why I was very, very adamant in, sabi ko, if I leave Davao, I will not run for this office. I cannot leave Davao. Nasahinayang ako. And I knew that the pendulum was swinging faster. So I prepared the people by saying na may anak ako, but be careful because sinabi ko talaga sa kanila, she can be a, talagang Mayor Inday. So nung pumayag sa eventually, I was able to be a substitute candidate. So ganon rin, same problem, because I think she got more kasi sa Davao. But all of you businessmen, kindly take a look at Davao. You've been there. You've been there daytime, nighttime. Basi ganon na lang sana. I would have wanted, but I don't. Si Inday naman, I don't know if she exceeded the speed limit of her. I reduced the number of hours for people to go out at night and see from 2 to 1. Sabi ko, kailangan tayo matulog, pati ang mga anak natin. Sige, inom. And yung mga waiters, they are there also with the families. And everybody is drinking and smoking. So also, when I banned smoking, I also banned myself from smoking. We have a good law in Davao. At 12 o'clock, midnight, Davao is a very lonely place. Wala kang makita ma-standby except dyan sa convenience store. And nobody walks around. Not because I wanted it, though I was the first to enforce it. And they like it now. So ganon ang gusto ko sanang ambience, the environment to create productivity. Apparently, it's really a question of money. Money and money. Now, the world is in the brink of the round of, I don't know what will happen, but I'd like to confirm this with Sonny Dominguez. Trump would like to have a system where he can enter a trade agreement, free trade agreement with you, probably like NAFTA. But you have to sign a document which says that if you are in trading with America, you cannot trade with China. Kayo mga negosyante. Paano yan? Noon, it was not normal time. There was this a little bit irritation between China and the Philippines. And suddenly I just veered to a policy where I said I'd be neutral and went to China to talk about the acquisition of firearms because I knew that Marawi was about to explode. I was given by the intelligence community, God bless all. We were able to estimate the number of guns, but we failed to appreciate ilang tonelada ang ordnance nila. Bala, pati bomba and everything. So it was a failure of intelligence, and because I'm the guy who sits there, I would just have to assume full legal responsibility for it. Kaya tumagal. So, yan so we spent a lot of money there. Instead of putting it sa mga infrastructure. I really do not know. I'm not an economist. I leave it to Jokno, Sunny, and Pernia. Sila yung nag-aral sa economics. Ako dyan, I remember only got 78 in college. And I do remember how if I passed that goddamn subject in high school. Pero hanggang dyan lang ako. I do not interfere. As a matter of fact, you all know, lahat kayo, not commercial transactions of government, whatever, either private or public or quasi, na dadating sa mesa. Walang kontrata sa gobyerno ni isa. MRT, LRT, reclamation, lahat yan. It starts and ends with the cabinet member. I do not even call them because I know that my conversation, my narratives are being taped by China, Russia, America, Israel, and everybody there. So I only talk to my cabinet members personally. For the life of me, I have not called anybody. Wala akong tinawag na cabinet member about anything about money. Wala talaga. Zero ako. Declarations, foreign policy, lahat. Promotions. Hanggang dyan lang ako. Bawal sila magdala ng commercial paper. And they are not supposed to talk to me about that. Kasi cabinet member kita, I have confessed to the public my a little bit of not so good. So you take it. Kayo yung experts. Sonny Dominguez is my childhood friend. We grew up as neighbors. And he was a consistent valedictorian. Kindergarten kami hanggang sila nagtapos ng pumunta ng abroad. Ako, wala. Because it took me 7 years to finish the high school. Ako yung original K-12. Kaya, sabi yung anak ko, si Veronica, sabi niya kasi, baka akala niya si Briones, Secretary Briones. Sabi mo pa, bakit tanungin mo yang si Brunes, bakit niya hinabaan yung aming eskwela? Bakit kayo? Ngayon, tapos, ikaw, sabi niya, nakita ko mo yung grades mo sa bolt ni Mama. Puro bagsak ka man. Bakit ka man naging presidente? Sabi ko, well, anak, sabi ko, let go of the subject. Kasi baka gawin akong example ni Secretary Briones, and even then, it was not Secretary Briones. It was forgot his name. The priest became the Secretary of Education of the former president. So, I'd like, there's a problem. We will try to solve it the best that we could or can. Kasi wala man kaming trabaho except to solve the problems. But I would like to stick to what I have promised to the people during the campaign period. Because that is the bedrock of my paradigm now as president. I made simple promises because I could not get any time slot for lack of money. Alam ninyo yan. And maybe during the presidential debates, I never saw my advertisements on the side about me. It was all about my opponents. Ako, wala na. Sabi ko, well, that is all that I can afford. But really, this talk about itong TV networks. Yung mga sponsor ninyong presidential debates, and you only give us about a minute and a half. Racket yan, Andre. If you really want an educated debate before the public, give them 1 hour or 30 minutes to expound on what he intends to do in the country or for the country. Kung gano'n, sa ako, bullet-bullet lang. Time constraints, kaya mga abogado, alam natin yan. Your attention always called by the judge. You have another 5 minutes, then you're off. So, natuto akong bullet. So, I promised you that corruption will be dealt with severely. And I am doing it. That is a campaign promise which I'm doing. What is utterly lacking is the assertiveness of the Filipino people of their constitutional, civil, and political rights. Ang Pilipino yan eh. Because you surrender, you give in to people in government who are into graft and corruption. Ang makatulong niyan, magsama tayo. Isumbong mo lang at sinabi ko nga, anybody who is complaining about graft and corruption, I will give you an audience anytime. And that's what happened yung brigade ng armed forces. There was this Korean who represented this, yung nagpabili, seller, and he was complaining why there as yet no order to deliver na nanalo sila. So yung letter niya, binigay ko kay Bong, give it to legal. Kasi, so legal referred it to Lorenzana. So nagsulat si Lorenzana ng note. Alam mo ito, you choose your candidates wisely. Kayo Pilipino. Alam ninyo yan. Kung bigyan kayo ninyo na sa because ito, mahusay magdaldal, and they are there just to wallow in their lost sense of pride. So, pinatawag nila lahat, pinatawag si Bong. Sabi ko, punta ka, Bong. Ayan, sinabi ng mga executive session ko, no. You demand a full proceeding in public. Di nakita mo ngayon si Bongo. senador na. Totoo. He will win. He will win. Kita mo? Kita mo how fate, destiny of men are played. Hindi kilala yan. Mas kilala yung nagpatawag sa kanya. O tignan mo ngayon. You weigh the scales of their character. Anong nagawa ng isa? Revolted in public? So anong nakuha ninyo ngayon? All witch hunting. People are being shamed there. And that is why my son, who resigned as vice mayor in disgust, nung pinatawag siya, now he is running for congressman. Di ko na mapigilan. Pinahiya mo yung tao. Masa na pagka noon may kaso ka, file mo kagad. Then there is a trial or the ombudsman completes the... Ngayon, di ko na mapigilan. Ngayon, magsama-sama na sila dyan. Kung manalo sila, bakbakan yan. And I cannot stop because he's already old. Sabi niya, ayaw ko na pa yung public office. But nagmurtor ng sakit ng loob on everybody else, pati si Bato. So, sigaw-sigawan mo. Kaya sinabi ko sa mga cabinet members ko, including the armed forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police, if you are summoned by Congress, go there by all means. Obey the legal process. But if you are shouted at and insulted, kagaya nun si John Regina, you have no dignity, you sit down, ganunin ka. When you say, may I defend myself just to also to protect my dignity. No, you do not have any dignity, you sit down. I told my police officers, the Army, Navy, Air Force, do not allow yourself to be insulted. Pag ininsulto kayo, you stand up with courtesy and say, I came here in response to a subpoena to tell all about truth. But if this is what I get, the orders of Duterte says we would stand up and leave. And if we are ordered arrested by the sergeant at arms, by the Speaker or Senate President, you submit yourself to the jurisdiction. Magpakulong ka pero tawagan mo ako. Sabihin mo sa akin na ganyan ang nangyari. And I will fetch you dyan sa Congress. Hindi ako magdala ng pulis, hindi ako magdala ng army. Iiwanan ko yung security ko sa labas. Papasok ako dyan sa kanila, trangkahan ko yung door, then we will deal with each other. Ano ba ang gusto ninyo? Anong gusto ninyo, ibigay ko sa inyo. So what? May ba sa akin? How do we start? Hindi ako mag-ano. But I will not allow the officers and men, mga generals, pati cabinet members, sigaw-sigaw. You must be realized that we are all co-equals. And one body does not give you the other to shame another fellow human being. And if Filipino official at that. But I will be struck hard against corruption. I struck hard against corruption. I have dismissed a number of my cabinet members for corruption. Ayaw ko na lang magyabang, pero I tend to really be also violent. Lahat ng paalis ko, lahat na nakatikim ng not only verbal. Ako pag galit ako sa iyo, halika tayong dalawa. Tayong dalawa lang. Kaya yung mga security, umalis ka. If it's my time to die, it's my time. Halika dito, mag-usap tayo. Wala akong that's the only way really to deal with the problems. Ito namang nasa corruption. You go. And I say, boy, you must be beyond whisper even, like Caesar's wife. So, ganon ho ang akin. I am complying with my promise. The formula, you might not like it. I'm sure, and I am at asking you to accept me. Tinanggap ninyo ako, ganon na ang bunganga ako eh. Nagpuputang ina na talaga ako pagkagugalit. Noon, wala pa akong responsibilidad. Lalo na ngayon. Kaya ang corruption, hindi. Kasi kung gusto mo, bureau director, department, o cabinet member, you just tell me. You need not give me your name. Basta malaman ko lang na may racket dyan. At gusto mo, tawagin ko yung tao na nireklamo mo, tawagin kita. At sa harap mo, sampalin ko yan. Tatawag kita, ilang sampal gusto mo? Galit ko sa putang inan to. Ilang sampal gusto mo? Bibigay ko. Pero na, gano'n walang hiya. Doon ako lumaki sa Mindanao. Hindi ako, sabi ko nga sa mga Duterte sa Danau City, from where my father. Nanay ko is Maranao. Sabi ko, tang-ina ninyo, hindi ako Duterte ng Danau, ha? Duterte ako ng Mindanao. Ibang klase ang buhay na amin. Hindi, you don't fratod semini forma. Kaya itong mga buang, nang hiba ko sila kung magmura ka. Ang tao sa amin kung magalit, nagmumura. Ewan ko kasi inyo dito. How do you do it? Puta, kung pwedeng mautot mo yung galit mo, didaan mo sa utot sa banyo, kung puputok ka, ngayon na gusto. Kung ayaw ninyo mahinto ito, hindi talaga mahinto ito. But maski sino, military, police, local government, sabihin lang ninyo at tawagin ko at mag-usap tayo dyan, 3 opisina. And I will guarantee you, you will have full satisfaction. Ginagawa ko yung trabaho ko, marami na. Police, we have dismissed about 1,000. But I know that pagka itong mga walang hiya na ito, hindi naman lahat. Ang police, fundamentally, they are all right. But there are simply too many scalawags also, lalo na Manila. Itong ninja cops, they are still in the business of drugs. Now, I told everybody that drugs will destroy my country. The Philippines is my only country. And when I was mayor, I said, I'm going to build, kayong taga Davao. What did I tell you? I will build a comfortable city. Not a rich city, wala tayo niyan. But comfort enough that you are safe, that there's peace, and you can go into business. Binigay ko yan. Sinabi ko sa mga droga, hold-upper, do not destroy my city, especially drugs, because if you do, I will simply kill you. Pero patay-patayan lang yan, mama. Ang sinabi ko, do not destroy the young Filipino, lalo na yung walang-wala. Because if you do that, you deprive us of our only asset in this world. Ang mga anak namin. Bakit? Wala kaming mga mega mall, wala kaming mga cement factory, wala kaming coconut. Yang mga yan, mag-retire yan 56 years old. At age 56, very early, mag-retire na yan. Some of them may receive 900, 800 to about 1 million to, depende sa rango. But bigyan mong 2 million at the age of 56. Wala nang trabaho, dyan na niya kukunin ang pagkain niya for the rest of his life. Ang kanilang eskwela sa bata, pamasahe. If you give them, sagad mo na 3 million. At the age of 56, retired sila. Do you think 3 million would last you 5 years? So, when you get old, you get sick. Ako, 73 years old. Huwag kayong magtanong kung may sakit ako o wala. Lahat ng 73 dito, samput ng mundong ito may sakit. Pareho yan sa'yo, dala niyang mga maintenance nila. Malaman mo yan kasi pag silbi ng alak, wala na. Siguro, 30 years before, ito lakla na, tapos isang bote. Ngayon, pag serve ng dessert, ganoon lang, puro respeto. Matamis to. Takot naman sa high blood diabetes pati. Si diabetes is ako, kita mo ng itim. Tignan mo sa sunog, pumunta ako ng Jordan. Sunog na ito. Pumupunta ako ng kampo every week. Kampo sa bukid. Pinakamanalagang kampo, lumilipad ako doon. I visited every camp. So, pumunta pa ako ng Jordan. Wala ako, hindi man ako kasi mahilig maglagay ng, nagmimelt eh. And I hate it. Kaya sabi nila kasi yung may mga kidney, sakit, kasi mag-itim. Di sabihin ko, magtanong, Duterte, may sakit ka? Ganun ako. Bantay kayo sa akin. Yung Inday na yan, na-perfect niya yan. Sakay ka talaga. Ako, tanongin mo ako, third stage. Cancer of the brain. So, what else? Meron akong kidney. Part of it is already gone. And my heart beats 120 miles per hour. Sino hindi mamamatay niyan? Hindi, maghintay lang kayo. Nasunog ito. Butit na lang na punta ako doon sa derma na she's very good. Kasi yung ginamit ko kasi, yung sa asawa ko, cream lang yan. Yung asawa ko, si Shido, may 1, 2, 3, 4. Ngayon ako nakakita ng medisina na parang rocket, parang booster. Mahulog yung isa, patuloy mahulog. 1, sabunan mo. Sige. 2, mahapdi na. 3, gano'n. 4, 5. Tapos mayroon pa yung maliit. Okay na, yung sa asawa mo, okay na. Tingin ko, putang ina, bakit nangitim ako lalo? Then, a dermatologist visited me. She's a lady, but she's very good. Kaya nga masyado, maitiman talaga ako. Lolo ko, Aprikano eh. Sabi ko, sa doktor, anong ginagamit mo? Sinulat ko yung, pinapicturean ko doon sa Davao ng kasama sa bahay. Tapos pinadala dito, tinignan niya. Sabi niya, ito lang ang gamitin mo. Itong panggaron, pati ito lang. Yan lang. Yung iba, huwag mo nang gamitin. Mas lalo kang iitim. Totoo. I do not have the permission, but this is very good. Tinitignan ko. Ano? Para sa akin, ang lalaki is not really the color of your skin and the face. It's your character. Hindi mo believe dyan sa... Gwapo-gwapo, tapos ano pa pala. And the second is drugs and crime. In front of the two presidents who are also in the same league with me. Same for all of the do not tinker with drugs. Patay ka talaga. OFW. Now, there's a certain tribe there which practices this odious thing about slavery. If you are bought from the slave markets of Africa, or you are a paid household domestic, rape is just an ordinary thing. Yan, dyan ako nasasaktan. Talagang ubos yung ngipin ko. Pareha kami ng mga adik. Kasi ang adik, sige lang gana, if the idiot is in front of you and keeps grinding the teeth, yan, adik yan. Kaya ang unang mawala ngipin nila, kinakain nila eh. Tapos, hindi yan kumakain ng kaya payat. Kaya anong bagong joke yung sa TV? Ano yun? Sinabi ng isa. They're all crazy. And that is why, palagay na natin, yung 3 million, mali yun. Because they disputed, and that was really the number pegged by the previous PDEA anti-drug enforcement. So, sabi ni Bato, 1.6. And it was not after I assumed my work there na nalaman ko yung totoo. So what happened? You had 1,000,006 skinny, stinking, and reduced to slavery to eat drug called shabu. Talagang pinapatay mo ang aking mga kababayan. At to think yan ng mga abused OFW, they venture out to work for the sake of their families so that they can have an education and the money. They go there. You remember, one family loses a mother because she goes abroad. That family becomes dysfunctional. Walang nanay. Tapos mag-iwan ka ng 3, 4, 5. And sometimes there are situations, the husband and the wife go abroad to work. Then that family becomes totally dysfunctional. And how many millions of them are out? And count the numbers of their children that are contaminated with drugs. They endure hardships, abuse, rape, and all. They work there for 4 years, 5 years, when they come home only to find their children are addicted to drugs and reduced to inutility. Buang yan. They've lost their mind. Kasi yung mga drogista, they know that they have these regular remittances from their father or mother. Didikitan yan. Hanggang bibigay. No, look, maybe hindi ma-realize na, but galing ako dyan sa baba. We left Cebu, my father left Cebu to seek the greener pasture of Mindanao. If my father had the money or had the land, he will stay in Cebu. But he had to go to venture out to seek another life if there was one. The family that owns Danao City owned it right after the war until now. They are lording it over. And that is how many generations. They own the cement factory, the boteca, lahat, bangko. And why is this? And why is it true now? Because the Philippines is still in the feudal stage. Why? Because there are so many people without money and cannot eat. So all that they need in the provinces and even in the city, they go to the mayors. I was mayor for 22 years in Davao. I know that. Eskwelahan, school, then for their medicines, hospitalization, mayor, barangay. So we were the ones who were dispensing patronage. Using what? Using the people's money, his own money. And yet they stayed there in politics in dynasty. Ako, ayaw ko na. 73 years old. But I could not see Davao go back in shambles. So I insisted on my daughter. Kasi kaya niya. Kita mong sheriff, binugbog. Where can you find mayor mauling a sheriff in front of everybody on TV? Talagang ano yan si Inday. So, be careful with that woman. She can oust even a speaker. She operated in Davao. Babae ito ha. She operated in Davao as mayor. Tira mo nangyari sa Congress. O natanggal for one simple, maybe, si Bebot naman, he's a close friend of mine. I will support him. Pero siguro, I can also impeach him, referring to me. Para sa atin, wala yan. Mali wala yung politiko. Bakit mo ako impeach, gago? Kung kaibigan tayo. That's the usual answer. You banter around, but siguro, kung anak, lalo na ito, bantay kayo dito. Nung narinig yan, siguro sabi niya, bakit mo ganun ng tatay ko na... And before I knew it, in Congress, sabi niya na itong si ganun pangalan niya, nakalimutan ko yung palagi. Yung sa DOT. DOT, tourism, sa tourism siya. Si Berna. Bernadette. Noong ko na nalaman, nung nagkita kami sa Congress, sinabi daw ni Inday, nagkita sila sa washroom. Tell my father I'm sorry. So I didn't know the implication of that. Wala akong honest to God. Si Inday yung maneuver niya. Kaya apuntay na pati ako. Pag naisahan ako niya, baka makudita pa siya, ang hunta ako ang naiwan sa labas. Ngayon, ganito yan. I do not want it. I'd rather stop. Pero my son is running. Running for congressman. He resigned as mayor in disgust because of his daughter, yung picture inside Malacañang Palace. Parang napahiya siya. Resign na lang ako ba? Then plus yung pinatawag sila ni Trillanes. Ang ilang tao dyan na pinatawag ng Congress na hiyain lang. Yan, ganun. Pareho kay Anje kaya nagsuicide. You shame people. You humiliate them. You shout at them. Then after that, wala. It's all show. It's all show. Yung pinakatawag nila, yun ang nagsasama ng loob. Kung nadimanda sana, there's a mitigating thing there, kung totoo. Ngayon, tatakbo Congressman si Pulong sa first district ni Nograles. Yung kapatid naman, ayaw ko bakukang na paso kay Inday, pinilit niya itong ngayon, bunso, si Sebastian. Walang ginawa yan sa buhay. Mabuti mayroon na siguro kung i-vice mayor niya. Babae lang lahat. So ayaw ko ng dynasty, but we are forced. At saka magtanong ka, punta kayo ng Davao. You conduct a survey. Itong mga interesado na dynasty, di pumunta kayo na sa tao. Tanungin mo ang tao dito, tanungin mo. It's still the political families. Because sabihin ng mga barangay captain, ayaw namin yan. Na hindi na magkakampanya yan kung ayaw nila. At saka usually, pag naumpisahan ng isa, tuloy-tuloy na yan. Kasi hingiin ng mga tao na yan. So that's politics. Pero itong mga narko dito, wala na masyadong laboratory dito. Magbir lang, pag ganun-ganun ako ng discussion. Along the way, you would learn a little bit of me. Itong sabon, wala na laboratories dito. Kasi alam nila, papatayin ko talaga sila. Papatayin ko talaga sila. So they are now into importation. We are suspecting the intelligence community that it is the 14K triad who's handling drugs now in Asia. At ito namang Mexico, not the Middle East, lahat yan sila. Bantay kayo dyan sa mga cargo kayo mga exporters. Because yung mga cargo na yan, kung saan-saan, pagdating ng pantalan, inbound for ito, banana dito, kung saan-saan, yan ang ginagamit ng kartel. Diyan nilalagay nila yung parang roofing na plastic. It's not all steel. It's covered by a plastic thing. Isang bumagsak nandoon, 67 bricks of cocaine. Nangasabi na, bakit si Duterte pinapatay niya ang mga mahirap? Look stupid. Shabu is the commodity of the poor. Yung mga anak na kapag-aral, they know that marijuana and itong cocaine can destroy you, but it would take you years to destroy yourself. Kasi itong marijuana, pati cocaine, extracted from natural, organic plants. Shabu is a mixture, and one of that is formalin. At yung sa baterya yung tubig sa baterya, yun na mimix yun. Kapag hit niyan, it slowly destroys the brain, and the brain shrinks, and he's gone, of no use. So if I have about 1,000,006 slaves here, what will I do with you? Court. There are courts here. There is a court. It's a Supreme Court. I told the Supreme Court. There's a judge here. More than 1,000 cases. All dropped. Dismissed lahat. Acquitted. Police. May mga police, hindi lahat. Pero yung mga corrupt na police, yung mga akusado, they just pay the server. Ang the server would go, kayo mga abogado, alaman ninyo yan. So when the case is ready, I would stand and say, Your Honor, I'm not ready. Why? Because my witness is not here. He is sent to emission. Ganon. And then the other guy would say, Your Honor, we invoke speedy trial. If the evidence does not have is not in the position of government, there we move for a trial, dismissal. The court would say, Fiscal, prosecutor, I will reset this trial now, I'll give you another chance. Pagdating doon, bayaran niya, 500 lang. Walang nagtatanong niyan eh. There never was an instant, single or solitary, na pinatawag mo yung server, putang ina ka. Bakit mo ganun pa pala? Ako lang. Pag ma-dismiss ako, wala ang police. Your Honor, my remedy is to ask for the arrest of the person. Bring that policeman here and to answer us why he is not, the idiot is not here. Ganon ang ano ko. Ipa-aresto talaga. Pero dito, pag wala, nobody cares. Kasi wala namang private unless it's homicide, tapos. Pero kung drugs lang pati trafficking, there is really no personal victim here, except the state. Kaya na-dismiss. Pag second time, still so, Your Honor, we are very sorry, we apologize, but we have to give you the truth. I do not have the witness at all because he cannot be found nowhere. Unless the record. Dismiss. Tapos sabihin itong putang inang mga human rights. They just don't know how deep corruption runs in this country and how shallow is the human fragility. Kaya kung may perfect ba tayo, kaya sa Amerika kung gusto nila. But please do not drag me into that ICC. I will not submit to you, you idiots. ICC, who created that? Europe, EU. Who's the prosecutor there? Who appointed her? Diyan sa unit nilang International Criminal Court. Anong presidente nila, sabi nila na Duterte, you see, is psychiatrist. Kapatid pala ni King sa Jordan. Ipupunta ako ng Jordan. So, pinigilan ko muna. Paiyak tuloy ako. Inaapi-api kasi ako ng mga tao. May human na sampalin ko yung mga puto. Kaya yung itim na ano yung potot na iharap mo sa akin, nandito, sampalin ko yan. Ang baso ang IC. Who created you? We are Asians. You created that idiot thing in Europe. You appointed all the officials. And even the chairman of the International Court Commission, yung fiscal nila o prosecutor, was the brother of the King of Spain. Now may I ask you, what is he doing there? Were you elected democratically? Are you the choice of the people? Why would you bring me there? Putang ina, pagdating, sampalin ko kayong lahat ng mga judges. Bunalan ko pa kayo yung ano-ano ninyo, mayroong givel na buto yung ulo ninyo. Pag magwala ako doon. What the hell are you trying to? Tawag na. And you cannot acquire jurisdiction. You know why? Even if it is really a valid agreement, our laws requires. There's a constitution which says that no man shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. That is in the Constitution. Now here comes the Rome Agreement, the treaty which we signed. It was signed by President Estrada, which is correct. It was sent to the Senate, which is also the correct way. Then, those who handled it, I don't know who, stupiduring Pilipino, diretso na nila sa Rome and attach it to the Rome Agreement. You know, in the Philippines, there's a saying, ignorance of the law excuses no one. But if there is no publication, how can I now be informed that there is a law? So my ignorance of the law would excuse me. What is the constructive notice? You have to publish it in the official gazette because that is the constructive way of saying, now we are bound by the law because it was published. It was never published. In People versus Tovera versus Tanyada, Supreme Court, that failure to publish it is fatal, which is correct. How, if I'm a Filipino, I was a prosecutor, I'm a president, how am I now to suppose that there is a law that binds us? Hindi mo pinablis eh. So, silly sending investigator, you must be an idiot. Anong itong EU created at the ICC? Who drafted it? What was our participation? And if it is a valid agreement, who are the persons there? Who chose them? We? We here in the Philippines, I appoint, then it goes to the Senate for concurrence. Then when it is there's a agreement now, it becomes a law. Without that, without the publication, there is no law. It is not true that we separated, we have withdrawn, because we withdrew nothing, because there was no law at all. How does it apply to me? The absence of the publication and all? Then I go to my Constitution, which is the highest law of the land, that no person shall be deprived of life, of liberty, or property without due process or law. What is the due process in me? You did not publish the law. That was my, actually, and I just, frankly, I just wanted to know how many stupid people there are, including lawyers. But I was the only one keeping that. I allowed the demonstration. Go ahead. This is I allowed them. But when that commission chairman said that I need to look, I wanted to bullshit him. But somebody told me, pupunta ka pa naman na. You're going to Jordan. So now I've been there. I'll tell now. He is a prince. The country is ruled by an autocratic. If you want to be soft about that, monarchical. It does not come from a free country. There is no democracy there. Why would you hold me there? EU should be put on notice that it is fraught with so many dangers. Someday, Europe will have to account also for their misdeeds in the previous centuries. Memory, people have an elephant's memory. How about your transgression, the robbing of the oils of the Arabs, taking over, and wars, dividing the Middle East into territory, establishing countries against the will of the Arab people? It takes two to tango. Let no man with no sin cast the first stone. That's the problem in this universe. Then I've told you, this time, we're running out of time. Coco's bride may be fretting around. Kasi si Coco siguro gusto nang yumakap. It's getting married. Let's go there and begin the ceremony. Told you I do not allow commercial transactions. I do not make decisions about trade and everything. Sa kanila yan. I do not even make calls. For the life of me, I have yet to call even Secretary Lopez. I do not use the, let's say, yung cellphone na yan, isang toolbook mo, 4 ang numero ang maglabas. Itong gago na ito. Even how I try, gusto pindutin sa kuko. Ganon-ganon mo. I use the... So I do not... I know that Russia, America, Israel, China are listening. So if you look at my directory, it's all girls. Hindi ako wala namang muli. Mga kaibigan ko lang, walang ano. But at one time, for the life of me, because I really don't know how to operate that idiotic thing, talagang hindi ko kaya. Ito mga security ko, ito mga babae, they're fond of telling me, we will teach you. They will teach me in the afternoon. The next day, nalimutan ko na. So one day, ganun ako. Sabi ko, ano lumabasa? Group. Accidentally, sabi ni Bongo, you created a Viber group. Tapos napindot ko, send all. Nahiya ako kasi wala na. Lahat nag-alas sa balutan ko. No more. So, since I am holy na ako ngayon. So, and holy na eh. Ito balitang mo, wala na. So I let everything just continue. Maybe, yan ang mahirap because the increase in oil is actually, maybe to me, in my economics, very poor, but yung trade imbalance natin, spending more to buy things, and imports are not doing very well. But before I end, ito na lang sabihin ko sa inyo. I know that you are the stakeholders in this country. And you have so many, but one thing I will tell you, and that is my advice. If we do not have law and order in this country, and if we do not stop corruption, this country will never rise. I don't know how, but corruption might really be a good start. But, you have a problem here. In Mindanao, we have 2 revolutions. One is driven by territoriality. Yan sila Murad, pati North Missouri. Ayaw nila yung gira. The other one is a revolutionary front of the extremists, yung Abu Sayyaf. They are not interested in territory. They just want to kill and destroy. Wala silang pakialam niyang... They just want to kill. And they want to kill all infidels, meaning non-Muslims. No, kayong mga Muslim dito, wag kayong I said, my mama is a Maranao. No, do not give me that about being insulted. Because it is true. Why should we deny it? Yang dalawa na yan. Corruption. Pag hindi nahinto ang corruption, wala talaga. Believe me, I've been to so many places. We cannot even reach the level of Indonesia and Malaysia. Even if we are given 5 years, 5 extra miles. At the present level of where Indonesia and Malaysia and Brunei are now in. Hindi tayo makahabol. But if we can have peace and all the earnings of government are due government. And people are not deterred. And foreigners, I'm advising foreign investors, you have to tell me the truth. If you have something to complain, especially about corruption, please talk to me. And I will give you 100% satisfaction. Yan ang pangako ko sa inyo. And you will be protected. Kung magsumbong ka sa itong ganito, then I will just tell him in front of you. Better be sure that nothing happens to this guy. Baski napako lang ito doon sa hagdanan nila. Magdasal ka kasi ikaw ang pupuntahan ko. Now, what will I do with you? You know. There is always an end to everything. I am old, I can afford to go to jail. I'm 73. 80, I hate to be there. Kasi pagkatapos ko, wala naman akong gawin. What will I do? Hindi naman ako makalabas. Baka sagasaan ako ng mga putang ina niya. Hindi naman ako. So, when you are already there, wala ka nang... There is always truism in the Bible of the Christians. It says, Ecclesiastes 3, a season for everything under the sun. Time to be a shining star like me now, you're looking at me. But I know that there will always be a time just around the corner. I will be a fading meteor. There's a time for plenty and a time for want. A time for festivities and a time to be sad. A time to be rich and a time to be poor. Wala naman tayong oil, but if we struck oil, pardon me, naglanding kasi ako ng yung allergy. I was using the helicopter. I just landed there, just outside. So I was late because I was attending to so many concerns of government. But I will do everything to really address the things that you have mentioned. I will place it in the agenda, first agenda during the next meeting. And with that, I'd like to thank the PCCI and everybody is interested, and for your patience for me to end the talk, which is, yun ang problema ninyo. Putang ina Duterte, tagal-tagal. Ito. I know, yung sa inyo, pero yung sa front, putting up a face, I think that you're enjoying. But you have to know me. Let niya ako kilala. If you look for a respectable statesman, President Ramos is a statesman. He's better than all the presidents, including Estrada and the incumbent. Salamat.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. We know that you have a very busy day ahead of you. So until next year, once again, ladies and gentlemen, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, President of the Philippines. See you all at the fellowship night. A pleasant afternoon to each and every one of us. Please settle down as the President is taking her exit.
Para sa pagbabago, sawa na ang bayan ko sa magnanakaw na tao. Madilim na kahapon.